Federal prosecutors in California earlier this week unsealed an indictment against two people who were charged with leading an online group of explicitly white supremacists aiming to produce a wave of politically motivated murders, assassinations, and hate crimes. This is a 37-page indictment. It alleges that those two men, Dallas Aaron Humber and Matthew Robert Allison, led a group known as Terrorgram. They called it that, by the way. They seem to understand the sort of people they are. That is a network of channels, group chats, and users on the app Telegram that promote, quote, white supremacist accelerationism. The ideology is described as centered on the belief that the white race is superior and that violence and terrorism are needed to spark an all-out race war to speed up the collapse of the US government and the rise of the white ethno-state. Now, before we move on, I just want to remind everyone for context, when Barack Obama was elected president, America moved past racism. And we are no longer and never will be a racist society. Just bear that in mind. I know you're told that on the news a lot, but it remains true. And at the same time, you have terrorists organizing online to produce a race war to end our government. Anyway, so they're facing 15 federal charges, including 3 counts of soliciting the murder of a federal official, 4 counts of soliciting hate crimes, and 1 count of conspiring to provide material support for terrorists. And so what did they do? So they had this network where they spread videos and publications like the Hard Reset, White Terror, and The List, and solicited the members in the group to carry out attacks against racial enemies and on crucial United States infrastructure. So The List specifically had a hit list of high-value targets for assassination that included the names, addresses, and photographs of these individuals. On that, you have a US senator, we don't know who at this point, a federal district judge, and a former US attorney, as well as state and local officials, the leaders of private companies, and NGOs as well. And in it, they were advised, the regular members, the rank and file of this, to take action now and do your part. You need to help kill those who are viewed as perpetuating an irredeemable society and whose murders would sow chaos and speed up the collapse of the government. And if you're gonna take action, they want you to be prepared to do so. So there was information in there on how to make and detonate bombs, a 5-step instructional video that explained in part how to find the location of a federal building that would be a suitable target and how to avoid being caught by law enforcement. Now, I don't know how good the advice was on making bombs or finding buildings, but apparently their advice on not being detected by federal law enforcement wasn't as good as they advertised it, because after all, they have been caught. But anyway, this is going on. And look, I know a lot of people will be like, this is the sort of thing that seems to happen so routinely on Telegram. Bear in mind, a lot of regular activity is on Telegram as well. And this doesn't mean that the people behind Telegram are responsible for any of this. They put out a statement saying that they don't, accept calls for violence on it or whatever. But just bear in mind, this sort of organizing is going on. And we already know the high percentage of MAGA Republicans that if these attacks were to happen, if there were murders, if there were bombings, they've already said they think it's acceptable. If killing some election officers, if killing whoever results in Donald Trump becoming president, they've already said that that's perfectly fine. And the information is out there, the organization is out there, all this is going on right now. Thank God they caught these people, but who knows who else might be out there. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?